Finally, there's something new to talk about in Flyerland. The Rick Tocchet conversation has been had, and the draft is still a month away. But thanks to Danny Briere, we can talk about Tyson Foerster, after he and the team reportedly reached a 2-year contract extension today. Foerster was set to become an RFA on July 1st, and this will be his first contract after his entry-level contract. The extension was first reported by Anthony DeMarco, then followed up by Elliot Friedman, who confirmed the contract is for 2 years with an AAV of $3.75 million. While it is only 2 years, that is an absolute bargain of an AAV for Foerster. If my voice sounds crazy, it's because I saw Metallica twice this past weekend, and it's still blown out. One more thing before I go into breaking down the contract. Please take a second and subscribe to the Broad Street Hockey YouTube channel. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It helps us keep the site and YouTube channel running, and it helps us keep doing events like this year's draft party, which we're going to have some more info about coming out tomorrow. Thank you. So where does this contract line up with the projections that have been out there? Cap Wages had Foerster projected at a 3-year extension at about $3.3 million, and Evolving Hockey had their 2-year extension projected at a little over $4.1 million. So depending on which projection you want to go off of, it's a really solid contract for the Flyers. Foerster is only 23 years old and doesn't turn 24 until January, which places him in a good spot to get a big raise if he performs well over that time, and it'll allow the Flyers to have a better idea of what to expect from the young goal-scoring winger. Taking a look at his stats, 2 seasons ago, Foerster scored 20 goals and 33 points in his first full season in the NHL. Then, this past season, he tallied 25 goals and 43 points. And that's without mentioning that he played 7 games for Canada in the IIHF Worlds after this season ended, where he had 3 points in 7 games and garnered a lot of attention for his overall play with some superstar teammates. So is this extension more bad than good? Is it a loss by Briere? Or is it nothing much to be excited about one way or the other? Well, for one, it's a bargain for what Foerster could provide over the next 2 seasons. He's already a 20 and 25 goal scorer after 2 full seasons, and he's also been a fantastic defensive player alongside that. He's shown those flashes of high-end goal-scoring potential and could very well continue to improve under Rick Tocchet and whatever assistant coaches that round out the staff. Would I have loved to see a long-term extension for Typho? Yeah, of course, but every contract negotiation is a negotiation, and we're never going to get all the details of those conversations. The long and short of it is this. Foerster is a good player who could very well break out in a big way in the next 2 years. Paying him less than $4 million for the next 2 years is a great deal. Period. And with this being only a 2-year deal, Danny could very well extend him long-term on July 1st of next year if both sides want to. Maybe if he breaks out, yes, it could cost us more money on a long-term extension down the road, but take it from the general manager at last year's breakup day press conference. Here's his philosophy on bridge deals and long-term contracts.
Sometimes from the outside, people feel, oh, he should have signed him for 5 years or 8 years, but there's also the timeline part of it. Sometimes, like for bridge deal, for example, so you can have a player, if you sign him to a 2 or 3 year bridge deal, but even though you know that you want him long term, you can extend that instead of signing him straight away for 8 years and having to renegotiate with a player at 30, 31, 32. Maybe that contract ends up at 32 or 33, where you don't have to sign him again to a long-term contract. So the timeline for me is what I worry about more than sometimes trying to extend a guy early on for a long-term contract. It's trying to position the organization in the best spot, I guess, to have the best years under contract with that player. But